There's a fence out there my grandfather set in 1948. Cedar post, he cut himself 3 strands, gone slack and gray, and the pines had grown right up against it, swallowed half the wire. And you can't tell now who's holding who, or which one's giving way. That's about where I've spent my life, all that same, that narrow place. Not out in the open country and not deep into the dark, just a strip along the fence line where the sun comes through in pieces. And you can see the field behind you and the woods ahead between the pines and me. There's about 9 feet of nothing, and I've walked it every evening for as long as I've been here. Not going in, not going back, just going. Some folks need the open, some folks need the trees. I've never picked, I've never had to. Between the pines and me, between the pines and me. My brother took the open, went to Houston, made a fortune, glass and light and everything visible for miles. My sister took the trees, our cabin up past Eli. Doesn't have a phone, doesn't want one, hasn't for 11 years. And they both call me a coward in their own particular ways. And maybe they are right, and maybe there's a life I didn't choose, but somebody had to stay here at the scene of the whole thing. Between the pines and me, and there's about 9 feet of nothing, and I've walked it every evening for as long as I've been here. Not going in, not going back, just going. Some folks need the open, and some folks need the trees. I've never picked, I've never had to. Between the pines and me, between the pines and me. When my father was dying, he asked me to walk him out there, and it took us 40 minutes to do what takes me 10. And we got to the corner post where the cedar's gone to punk, and he put his hand on it and said the only thing he ever said like that. I never told you this, I stood right here in 71. And I had a bag packed in the truck and I was gonna go. I stood here for 2 hours between the field and the woods and I didn't go. And I don't know if that was brave or if I just got scared because you were 4 and you were in that house. And here we are, son, here we are. And I said, Dad, look at the fence, look how the pines are growing around it. Nobody can tell where one thing stops. That's not a failure, that's a life. So it's between the pines and me. And I'll be walking it this evening, bad knees on the deer path, whistling for a dog that's been dead a year. And the light comes through in pieces like it always has. And I'm not going in and I'm not going back. And I don't call it a small life anymore, I call it tending. Between the pines and me, between the pines and me. Somebody's got to know the edges, somebody's got to hold the seed. Cedar post, 3 strands, and 100 years of green. And I couldn't tell you now who's holding who, and I don't. Nobody in my family ever told the truth in daylight. Daylight was for church clothes and fine, and how are you? For casseroles and cousins and the door screen swinging shut. In 100 years a man is doing what manners do. But the porch light drew them all to sin and the humid dark came down. And somewhere around midnight all the pretty went to bed. And my mother'd sit out there with a cigarette she swore she quit, and say things in the dark she'd never say inside her head. Carolina after midnight is the only hour we were real. Cicadas and the pin oaks, and the honest thing you finally feel. The whole state holds its breath between the last light and the first, and whoever's still awake out there gets to say the worst and best. Carolina after midnight, Carolina after midnight. I was 17 and busted, came and passed 2 with beer on me. And she was in the rocker, she didn't turn her head. She said, and instead she talked for 1 whole hour about herself. Told me about a boy in 71 and a bus to Charleston. Told me what she gave up and how she never asked for thanks. Told me I'm not mad about the beer, scared you'll be like me, polite and disappointed on a porch for 50 years. Carolina after midnight, it's the only hour we were real. Cicadas and the pin oaks, and the honest thing you finally feel. The whole state holds its breath between the last light and the first, and whoever's still awake out there gets to say the worst and best. Carolina after midnight, Carolina after midnight. She's 4 years gone this August. House went to my brother, he keeps it nice, he keeps it painted. And I don't go in much, but last summer I drove down and I got there around 11. And I sat out on that porch till the sky went gray and touched. And I said everything I owed her out loud to the yard. About to drink, about to leave it, but the years I didn't call and the cicadas didn't stop and the heat didn't break. And I don't know if it hurt, but I know I finally said it all. Carolina after midnight, I've got a daughter, now she's 9 and she came out on the porch last night. Couldn't sleep, said the room felt strange and white, and I couldn't send her back to bed. Lord knows that's what I almost did, but I said sit down baby, dark does that the honest thing gets said. The porch light of the moths and the long hot dark in us. Carolina after midnight, it's where I learned to trust. It's where I learned to trust.
Worst of it was always 4 to 7, that's the truth. Not the night of the night you can't excuse, the night lets you be down. It's the light coming up on a day you didn't ask for, and the birds going at it like the world's a decent place. 6 weeks after the funeral I stopped being able to get up. Not dramatic, not a scene, just a woman in a bed. And my sister drove 9 hours and she didn't say a thing about it. She just started coming in at 6 and sitting on the edge. Carry me across the morning, that's what I finally learned to say. Just the morning, not the rest of it. Get me to about 11 and I'll take it from there, okay? She'd say, all right, feet on the floor. That's all we're doing. That's the whole plan. Carry me across the morning. Carry me across the morning. Coffee, then the window open even in December. Then the radio, then the shower, then a piece of toast I didn't want. And she made me say out loud one thing that I would do. And it was always something stupid, oh, I will find the other side. And I hated her for it, God, some days I hated her. And she took it, she just took it, she'd say, yep, feet on the floor. And around week 5 I made it to 11 on my own. And she was in the kitchen, she didn't make a big deal. She just said, huh? Look at that. And handed me the toast. Carry me across the morning. There's about 4 hours in a day that'll take a person out entirely. And the trick is you don't have to cross them on your own. So if you got somebody breathing shallow, somebody quiet on the phone. In the morning is the only honest hour. Nobody's performing yet, nobody's got their face on. Just 2 people in a kitchen with the overhead light off, because at that hour you use the little one above the stove. That was our arrangement for 31 years, and I never once said out loud how much it was the best part of the day. She'd come down at 4:50, I'd be at the counter with the pot, and we'd stand there and stare, and I'd sit and drink 1 cup and not talk much. Coffee at the edge of dawn, before the phone, before the news, before the day comes in and takes its cut and makes us into people who have things to do. Nothing said worth writing down, nothing you'd remember or repeat. Coffee at the edge of dawn. Sometimes she'd say cold out there, sometimes I'd say it'll clear. Sometimes she'd read a thing out of the paper and I'd run at it. Once in '04 she said, I think I've been unhappy for a while. I said, I know it, and we drank the rest of it in quiet. And then we worked on that for about 2 years, both of us. And it was hard and it was ugly in the middle sometimes. But it started in a kitchen at 4:50 in the morning, because there was a place where a person could say a true thing. Coffee at the edge of dawn, before the phone, before the news, before the day comes in and takes its cut and makes us into people who have things to do. Nothing said worth writing down, nothing you'd remember or repeat. Coffee at the edge of dawn, coffee at the edge of dawn. at 450, can't help it, 31 years, the body just does it. But the first 3 months I'd make the pot and pour the 2 cups, which I know was a thing, but it was doing movies and it's embarrassing. But I'll tell you when it turned, my daughter came to stay a week. She got up at 450, I didn't ask her to, she just did. She came down in her mother's old robe and stood at the counter, and she didn't say a thing, and neither did I. We drank 1 cup. When she was leaving, she said, Dad, I'm gonna call you at 5. Not to talk, you can put me on the counter, I'll put you on mine, and we'll just, I have it, okay? And that's what we do every morning. 2 states, 2 people standing at 2 counters, not saying much of anything. Coffee at the edge of dawn is the smallest thing in the world. It's held up 3 generations, a marriage that nearly went to man and me. So find somebody, anybody, who'll stand there and not feel it. We'll be quiet in the kitchen with you before the day gets in the door. Coffee at the edge of dawn, and that's all of what I learned in 71 years. Standing up, 1 cup and don't talk much. Little light above the stove, dark out the window, phone face down on the counter with a daughter breathing on it. There's a bend in the road where the gravel dips low, leads down to the water where we used to go. Flat stones in your pocket, sun in your hair. We swore every wish we made stayed there. We'd lie on our backs in the tall, leaning green, counting the clouds like we had everything. And time moved slow as the creek would flow, like I never believed we'd grow. In those creek bed memories, where the water ran wild and free, we were more than we'd ever be again, just you and me. Every laugh, every whispered dream still echoes through the sycamore trees. I go back there when I need to feel who I used to be. Now the bank's worn down and the current's changed, and the world feels bigger, but it ain't the same. I've got your number, but I never call. What would I even say after all? There's a photograph I keep in a drawer, edges curled like we were before, and your smile still cuts through years of dust, like a place in my heart I still trust. If I walk that path with you tonight, would we laugh like nothing changed in time? Or would the silence say what we both know? Some things don't come back once they go. But those great bad memories, they still run deep in me, like a river I can't outrun or set free. Every tear, every in-between finds its way to what we used to be, and I hold on to what's left of you flowing through me. There's a bend in my heart where the past still goes down to that water we used to know, and I swear I can hear it soft and low in my creek bed memories. Last night of the summer we all knew was the last one, not the last summer ever, just the last one that was yours. Danny had the Navy, Ray had Tucson and a scholarship, and I had a job at the plant, but everybody was too kind to mention. We built the fire down at the sandbar like we'd done since we were 12. Same 4 coolers, same bad music, same argument about the wood, and the fireflies came up out of the bottomland around 9, thick as I have ever seen them, and nobody said a word. Fireflies and farewells, and a river going by 17 and 18 and 19 and too dumb to know to cry. Somebody said same time next year, and everybody said yeah, and every one of us was lying, and every one of us meant it. Fireflies and farewells, yeah. Danny shipped in August, Ray's plane went out the 4th, and I stood in the driveway both times with my hands in my pockets, and
I said the things you say, I'll give them hell, don't be a stranger. And I went to work on Monday and I worked there 22 years. We'd do one more summer, 1998, all three. It was fine, it was good, it was strange, we were different people. And Ray had a fiancée who was polite about the sandbar. And that was the last one, but we didn't know it. And that's how it goes. Fireflies and farewells, and a river going by 17 and 18 and 19, and too dumb to know to cry. Somebody said same time next year, and everybody said yeah, and every one of us was lying, and every one of us meant it. Fireflies and farewells. Danny died in 2011, not the Navy, a job site of fall. And Ray flew in and we buried him and stood around in a hall. And after she said, take me down there, and I said, there's houses on it now, and she said, take me anyway. So we drove out in a rental car, and it was June, it was evening, and there was a cold and we sat on the hood in a stranger's neighborhood and didn't talk. Then from the little strip of trees they hadn't cleared up, fireflies, not many, a dozen, maybe less. And Ray said, oh, just go. And she took my hand for the first time in our lives, and we watched them. And Danny was 17 again for about 4 minutes. Fireflies and farewells, and a river going by, it's under a cul-de-sac now. But it's running, it's still running, it's alive. And we said same time next year, and Ray looked at me and said it. And this time neither of us lied, and she's coming in on the 12th. Fireflies and farewells, fireflies and farewells. Bring a cooler and a folding chair, we're to sit out where it was. 2 of us now, and that's who's left, and that's alright. 50-something on the hood of a car in the dark, watching the last of something blink out over somebody's lawn. Same time next year, Ray, same time next year.
There's a hush in the morning where the lowlands lie, like the world's holding breath, like it's saying goodbye. Fields disappear in a pale silver sea, and I can't tell what's ahead of me. Your voice is a memory, soft and thin, like a dream I almost let back in, but it slips through my hands like it did before. Lost in the fog on the valley floor, there's a fog over the valley floor. Aldrig glömt hur det fable kvar kon ljuvnes, handbunden kred för rätt. Rust onto feet when the hollow alarm, it's right line and roller. When no beyond sight, flashing clouds to war. There's a fence line bending under time, like the truth we never could define. We built our love on shifting ground, now all that's left is a hollow sound. I walk the path where we used to go, but every step feels unfamiliar now. And the closer I get to what we were, the less I recognize her. There's a fog over the valley floor, I can't see us anymore. Every promise fades to gray with the light that won't recall its name, but it drifts away like it never found a place to stay. And I'm standing where we swore, through the fog on the valley floor. If the sun breaks through, will it make things clear, or just show me you're no longer here? I'm caught between what was and what's gone, trying to hold to something already done. There's a fog over the valley floor, but I don't chase you anymore. I let the silence have its say, let the past just drift away. And though it aches like it did before, I'm not lost here anymore. I found a strength I didn't know in the fog on the valley floor. The light comes slow, but it still comes through, and the world feels wider without you. Though your shadow fades from where I stand, I'm still here learning who I am, through the fog on the valley floor.
house I grew up in sat 40 feet from the line, and the 3 a.m. freight came through like clockwork every time. Rattled the china, shook the pictures on the wall, and my mother never once got up, but she never woke at all. I asked her how she slept through something loud as that. She said, baby, you don't sleep through it, you sleep with water. Some things get so regular they stop being a sound and start being the way the world holds you down. Freight train heartbeat, low and long and running late, coming through me like it always did. Whether or not I'm awake, I don't fight it anymore. I just lie there in the dark and let it shake everything I built to keep me still. Freight train heartbeat. You couldn't sleep here, I remember that first spring. You sat up in the bed and said, how do you stand this thing? And I laughed and pulled you back down to my chest. Said, give it a month, you'll miss it when it's gone. And I was right, I guess, 'cause you left in the fall on the road, not on the rail. But you called me from Denver just to say you couldn't sleep at all. Said the silence out there had a shape you couldn't stand. Said you kept waking up reaching for my hand. Freight train heartbeat, low and long and running late, coming through me like it always did. Whether or not I'm awake, I don't fight it anymore. I just lie there in the dark and let it shake everything I built to keep me still. Freight train heartbeat. They closed the line in 2009. I pulled the rails up in July, and the first night after God I thought that I would die. It's a hell of a thing to grieve and noise, to lie awake in perfect quiet, missing all that broken boys. My mother's gone, you're gone, the train is gone, and the only thing that's left of them's a rhythm rolling on. In here, freight train heartbeat, I still hear it in my chest. 3 in the morning, right on time, coming through the emptiness. Everything that left me left its rhythm in my blood. Every leaving keeps on running, every ending keeps on coming like a low and loving flood. Freight train heartbeat, freight train heart. Carry me home, carry me on, carry me up. There's grass on the roadbed, wildflowers on the tires, and a woman in a farmhouse with her hand over her side, feeling something old and heavy. Roll on by, roll on by. Morning, 90 miles from home, pump number 4 and the tank on low. I've been crying so long that I couldn't feel my face. Just driving to be driving, going nowhere in particular, just needing space. There was a man out front with a broom and a limp, sweeping up nothing in the cold neon dim. He looked up once and he didn't look away. He said, rough one, huh? And I said, yeah. And that was the whole of it, no altar, no choir, just a stranger in a flickering wire. But something came down in that parking lot light, something that felt like it might be alright. No robes, no steeple, no offering plate, just a paper cup of coffee and a word said straight. If God's got a voice, then I heard it that night, in a gas station gospel at the edge of my life. He said, I lost my boy in 98. Some things don't heal, they just change their weight. You'll carry it different in a year or two. It won't get smaller, but you'll get bigger, kid, you do. I didn't tell him anything about my own. He never asked me why I was alone. He just handed me that coffee, said, it's on the house. Now get back on the road and figure it out. And that was the whole of it, no altar, no choir, just a stranger in a flickering wire. But something came down in that parking lot light, something that felt like it might be alright. No roads, no steeple, no offering plate, just a paper cup of coffee and a word said straight. If God's got a voice, then I heard it that night, in a gas station gospel at the edge of my life. I've sat in the pews, I've knelt and prayed, I've begged the ceiling, and I've been afraid, but nothing ever reached me in that holy hush, like a man with a broom who didn't rush. flash, you just saw a stranger falling apart and gave it 30 seconds of his heart. So I don't need an altar, don't need a choir, just people showing up in the flickering wire. Grace ain't a mountain, it's a small kind of thing. It's whoever standing there when you can't breathe. No roads, no steeple, no offering plate, just somebody saying you're gonna be okay. I keep it like scripture, I've carried it since the midnight kindness. I drove home slow with the window down, the radio off, and I learned his name, and I never went back. But I've been paying it forward with everything I have. Every chance I get, I've been paying it back. Miles of county gravel from the blacktop to our gate. And I could drive it blind, I've done it drunk, I've done it grieving. Every washboard, every culvert, every place it floods in April. And every 100 yards of it has somebody standing there. It's my brother at the cattle guard, 16 and lit up laughing. There's the dog we hid in '02 and buried in the ditch. There's my mother walking out to check the mail in her house code. And not one of them is living, and all of them are there. Ghosts along the gravel, every quarter mile of faces. Not haunted, don't misunderstand me, it's just full, it's just a full place. Some folks got a photo album, I got 2 miles of road, and I drive it slow at evening, and I take them all back home. Ghosts along the gravel. My wife came from Chicago, took her years to see it. She'd say, it's just a road, honey, there's nothing out here, there's nothing. She could say, look out, this one, don't look out in our life. My sister died in June, and we drove back for the funeral. On the way out to the highway, she said, stop the truck. Got out, she stood there at the bend before the bridge, and she said, this is where you told me you were gonna marry me. I said, that's right. And she said, she's here, isn't she? And I said, yeah, baby, yeah. That's how it works. Give it 20 years and this whole road will be everybody you have ever loved. Ghosts along the gravel, every quarter mile of faces. Not haunted, don't misunderstand me, it's just full, it's just a full place. Some folks got a photo album, I got 2 miles of road, and I drive it slow at evening, and I take them all back home. Ghosts along the gravel. They're paving it next year, county voted it through in March. Say to cut the dust down, say it'll help the school bus. And I know that's good, I know I'm being foolish and I'm old, but I sat in that meeting thinking, what happens to them under there? Nothing happens. That's the answer and I know it. They're not in the rock, they're in me, and I'll carry them regardless. But God, there was a comfort in the sound. The tires made like the road itself, remembered like the road was saying their name. So there's ghosts along the gravel for one more winter, one more spring. And I'm driving in most evenings now, doing 15, taking everything. Cattle guard, covert, mailbox bin, brother, dog, mother, friend. And when the blacktop comes in August, I'll still know where they all stand. Ghosts along the gravel, under asphalt, under time. 2 miles of everybody in their mind, in their mind. Was coming up gold in the mirror one last summer. Every face I ever lost lined up along the fence. Not waving, not calling, not asking me for anything. Standing in the evening, just letting me go past.